7 things to remember when going through tough times in life. 1. Even bad times end. Everything ends. Whether it's good or bad, it doesn't last forever. When a situation is troubling for you, it may seem as if it will never end, but that's just a subjective and distorted perception. Our minds tend to expand negative events as they happen, and so it appears like they've been going on for a lot more than they really did, and as if they will continue to go on for a long time. Nevertheless, even the worst kinds of situations end at some point. Sometimes you need to do something to make them end or hurry that moment. Other times, they will simply wither and die on their own. And all you can do is give yourself an instant motivation boost, have patience and wait. 2. You've overcome challenges before. Another way to address the feeling that a bad situation will never end is by thinking about similar situations that you went through in the past and you've successfully overcome. You can find a precedent nearly every time if you think hard enough. When you do this, it acts as a reminder of your ability to handle challenges and get past them. It boosts your sense of self-confidence and it eliminates the sense of helplessness. This attitude shift is most likely to motivate you to take action and get you to successfully rise above the situation. 3. You have lots of strengths as a person. When the going gets tough, it's common for us to stop seeing our strengths and only be aware of our flaws. Thus, we see ourselves as losers, incapable to rise above difficult situations. But this is never true. Just like any other person out there, you have a combination of strengths and weaknesses. The key is to remind yourself that you have lots of strengths. Perhaps start thinking about some of them in particular and do a quick mental check of some of your strengths. By doing this, your perception of yourself will shift and become more balanced. Again, this will empower you and give you confidence that you'll handle the situation you're in effectively. 4. It happens to everybody. Frequently, when facing hardship, our thinking will trick us into believing that this happens only to us. Other people don't go through the kind of difficulties we go through. It almost seems like the universe is plotting against us and wants to hurt us. However, with a bit of lucid reflecting, you'll quickly realize this is not true. What's true is that you're hyper-aware of your troubles because they're, yours. But you're not nearly as aware of other people's trouble, which makes it seem like they have it much better than you. This is highly unlikely though, so remember that whatever happens to you, in the same form or a related one, happens to almost everybody. 5. It's a learning experience. It is often said in the personal development world that there is no failure, only feedback. When going through tough times in life though, we tend to forget this. We see failure as an indicator that we're not on the right path, but not as a learning experience which can put us on the right path. Most learning in life comes from trial and error. And when things aren't going the way you want them to go, the best thing you can do is to try to understand why this is happening and learn from the experience. It is by learning and applying that learning that you'll eventually turn things around. 6. You can always ask for help. When facing hard times, it's a good idea to remember that there are people in your life that you can rely on for help. Even if you're not the most social person in the world and you don't have a lot of friends or a big family, there are still people in your life that you can rely on. These people form your social support system. Many times, just thinking about them and realizing that they are there for you in case you need them provides you a lot of emotional comfort and it gives you more courage to push forward. You may not even need to actually ask them for help. Just knowing it's available will embolden you and that will be sufficient. 7. There are a lot of things to be grateful for. So some things aren't going well in your life. That's less than ideal. But if you think about it, there are still lots of things that are going well in your life and there is still a lot to be grateful for. Maybe your romantic relationship is in trouble, but you have a great career. Maybe your career is in trouble, but you still have your health and your family. And there are so many small but significant things to be grateful for. A walk in the park, a cup of coffee, a nice sunset, a casual conversation. When going through tough times in life, think about this for a second and start noticing the things to be grateful for. It will completely change your perspective. You'll realize things aren't that bad after all, and that, troubles and all, life is worth appreciating.